Good. Sending data. Sending data. All right. We're going to have to freehand something a little bit here. Oh. Oh. Well, either way, we're into it. Is that right? Close enough. Either way, spawning up in the top right, it is Showtime for the Sentinels. And his opponent spawning down in the bottom left, it is Cham for Exeritus Esports. I always forget the name. I finally remembered it. Let's go. Good stuff here. Showtime, being a little bit of a nuisance here. Looks like he did not go for a hatch block. You can tell because the hatch wasn't blocked. And Cham did not go for an extractor trick 15 hatch or an extractor trick of any kind, in fact. Wow, getting the hatch down at the third. He wants to cut Ling production. Very neat little play. Wait, nope, no, he still builds the Lings. Okay, then I'm confused, to be frank. Must be frank, Your Grace. He does cut the Lings. Is this worth it? I think if he goes for the drones first, and then with the next set of money, next set of larva at a little bit higher supply, 28 of 28. Like, he goes up to 28 of 28. So I guess that'd be 24 drones first. Oh, we actually see the Adept Shade forward here. Not really expecting that. Cham did have a Ling in each mineral line, or a set of Lings. Oh, Adept number 2 shows up, and the other one shades to the natural. Ling speed is very, very late for Cham here. He delayed it significantly. So it's like 30 seconds away from completing. Honestly, this could have been so much worse. Only losing 2 Lings could have been so much worse. Oh, Showtime going with a third Adept across the map, building a fourth one before Warp Gate's done. This is something that I would have never seen before, I don't think, to be honest. And he doesn't shade forward with it. Oh, would love to see a target fire on the larva. Does kill it. Nice job. Showtime does force out quite a few additional Lings, which means that the Zerg player cannot drone right here. This is a... This is quite a bit of indirect damage. And when I say can't drone, what I mean is he needs to build extra Lings. Showtime is just playing very conservatively with this. Oh, he does create an opening in the natural. Drones are going to fall here. Oh, but Showtime used to that snappy micro on the EU server. You can see right there was a couple of instances where wasn't able to get the finishing kill on a drone, as he couldn't be as quick with the Oracle as maybe he was used to. Showtime now up to 5 Adepts on the other side of the map, with a 6th back at... back in the wall. Okay. He can, of course, warp in defensively at home. Cham, a little bit supply block there at 66. Queen's being pulled forward. This should be enough Lings to at least discourage a shade forward, if not necessarily win a fight straight up. But with the Queens there and shading into a surround, the Lings should be able to handle it. Showtime with a very quick +1. And we'll start powering gateways as well behind us. Hey, look at that. We got some fancy emotes for Maestros of the game. God damn, you got to hand it to the French peeps. Absolutely baller. Oracle's finding some nice damage here. Little drive-by. Great work. Of course, this one is put on by the entire French community. A lot of work from a lot of very passionate people. And I am mucho appreciative that they opened this up to everybody. And once again, I'm surprised that, like, it's not being covered by more peeps. We do have Hydraling Bane on the docket from Cham. Ooh, this one stasis will actually complete. Thought it was going to get canceled there or killed. Oracle's being controlled very nicely by Showtime. This is a really precise push so far from the Protoss player. Oh, stasis trap in the bottom right. You can really see that one get set up. It does get triggered, though. And that will allow Cham to move forward. Showtime is running dangerously low on energy. But as long as he doesn't go too far, which he hasn't, he will be able to keep all these units alive. And now Blink is completed, +1's completed. Did Showtime lose a single gateway unit? 1 Stalker, 1 Adept. That is the sum total of his losses in this entire game. Great game so far from Showtime. Oh! The thing about the Oracles, though, is they are so fragile and such an important crux of the game plan. Showtime does add on a good number of additional drones as he secured his 4th base. Until you get that 4th base up, there's not much value for the Zerg player in building more drones. Like, you're not going to be able to get any value out of them unless they can mine from a new base. There's obviously a little bit diminishing returns that happens, you know, on mineral patches after your for farm mineral patches for a couple extra spots, but it's really not worth it, especially for Zerg, where, you know, there's such an important deviation between droning and building units. Showtime, for his part, 4th base already very well set up. Cannons coming online, shield batteries coming online, 7th and 8th gases already ready to go. Storm is done. Cham, this is his timing. He is going with Bane speed, with Hydra speed. Was that a Revelation? Yes, it was. Revelation on the Banes. Very nice. Cham, though, his real attack is coming in on the left side. +1 melee is not done yet, but it will complete shortly. Charge and +2 weapons for Showtime. Charge completing now. +2, getting closer and closer as well. High Templar are out of position here, but there's a couple of them moving their way over. And now Showtime realizes that it was a feint at the right side, and the real attack is coming on the left. High Templar trying to make it back in position, and they are going to be able to get there in time, but the Banelings getting on top of them. Whoa, big connection. Could have been so much worse. He does still lose some of those High Templar, and all the static defenses have been taken down. Cham is really finding a nice angle. Though that one High Templar that survives, by the way, on very low HP, couple of them, landing some pretty big storms to hold the position. But everything kind of, if not falling apart, definitely starting to struggle here for Showtime. Loses one of his Oracles. What else did he lose there? Yeah, that was definitely the Oracle that we saw at the tail end. Loses a significant amount of High Templar. Cham finding a really great angle. And the fake out attack on this right side forced a ton of cannons, and more importantly, forced the army out of position. And now we see a massive swing back to the right, where there is nothing ready to defend these cannons. They might get taken out very quickly. There is a gap in the wall on the right side, but it's not necessarily going to matter the most. We will see the small little wall that was here getting taken down. Showtime blinking to the right side to let the Archons, I suppose, get to the front. The Hydralisks of Cham, though, are feasting. They got their +1 missile. But as the front line falls, we will see, very nice from talent. We will see the charge lots cleaning up everything. And just like that, Showtime has absolutely re-secured the strong defensive posture, and I would say advantage in this game that he already had. Cham putting together a very scary looking push, and especially on this left side, finding quite a bit of value. If he kills these gateways, kills the static defense, and then backs up, you know, takes a 5th base, maybe starts teching towards lurkers, getting towards a hive, in a pretty good spot. As it is, now he has lost a significant amount of his momentum. He's still very much in this game. By no means is Cham out of this. He's got his 5th base up and running. It is that half gold base. He's got a couple of creep tumors. I do like that Cham, by the way, has knocked down these rocks. He's killed, effectively, 4 of his opponent's mineral patches. They're gone. They're dead. They're Showtime does not mine a single resource from them. We are going to be seeing, by the way, Cham starting up that transition to Hive. Showtime doesn't know about it yet. I do wonder if Showtime's going to try and go with +3 weapons. Funnily enough, as I, go to check the Forge, immediately the Fleet Beacon gets thrown down. Showtime does not yet know, but he sniffs it out. No second Stargate yet for the Tempest transition. But there we go. As he frees up a little bit more cash, feels a little bit more secure, he's able to do so. Meanwhile, Spire timed up with the Hive. That means that when they both finish, he can throw down a Greater Spire immediately, since they build for the same amount of time, 71 seconds. Also, the Lurker Den is going to be done. Lings will get in on top of this base. Banelings as well. This could be a lot of damage coming in from Cham. And that one Zealot is actually doing a lot to save these probes, but probes do still find themselves in some trouble. Showtime going to try and take out some of these units on the chase, and in fact may turn this into a full-fledged attack. He may just go for a massive counterattack here. Cham will have to pull away from this base. Zealots on the left side could be quite a problem for Cham to deal with. He doesn't have any static defense there. And his transition towards Hive is well, it's not even close to paying dividends yet. It's going to have to be the Lurkers for the defense. And without big upgrades, it's going to be tough to make those Lurkers really do what you want them to do. And by that, I mean, of course, not having the range, not having the speed burrow. Showtime playing very methodically with this counterattack. He does not full send. He just goes, kills this base from a safe position on the other side. Will back away. Stasis Trap. Ooh, one set of Banes. Does get caught, but there's so many Stasis Traps behind this. 3 sets. Stalker in the wall here. Cham throwing a lot of Banelings into the fire and doesn't get a crazy amount done with it, but he is going to turn this into a full base trade. Army attacking on the right side. Cham, does he have any Hydras to morph at home for Lurkers? The answer is no. He's getting the Adaptive Talents first, which I think is a great choice in a base trade situation like this. I think that's going to be much more valuable than the range. Cham with a really, really nice decision here. And if he gets that Adaptive Talents, it's going to be very handy. We do have the Greater Spire being produced as well, but there's no Corruptors on the field, so he shouldn't be able to do too much with that. Adaptive Talents will complete now. We're going to see an attempt to breach the main of Showtime. Showtime does not have a recall in that main. In fact, he only has 1 Nexus left with energy. Storm coming in on the Lurkers in the main. Does kill one of these Lurkers. You can see right there the difference in the range is huge. There's no recall. Showtime, oh my god, Showtime, does he have any probes on the map? Are all the probes in the main base? This could be a disaster for Showtime if he doesn't have a probe on the map. Cham, did he get Adrenal Glands? It will complete. Showtime is trying to run around the map. Oh my god, I think Cham's going to eliminate him. Is there no probe? There's no probes. Oh, it's a straight elimination race. Cham literally just needs to buy time and avoid losing every structure. He's got workers on the other side of the map. A great decision from Cham will turn this game into a victory. Wowee zowie. That one was unexpected to say the least. Cham. Tactical mastery. Damn. Chamuel. Absolutely sick. Absolutely ballin' out of control. That was so cool. Showtime played his game quite well. And Cham just created opportunities for himself over and over there. That was so good. Damn. I am impressed. I am very impressed with that one. All right, Maestros of the
Very
game.
impressed with that one.
Here we go. Game number 2 going to be on Persephone. With that healing shrine on the right side. Damn, what a play from Cham. The decision to go for the base trade. I mean, sometimes it just comes down to the mindset of it, you know? You're like, I'm going for a base trade. I want to do this. My opponent will not be expecting it. And it achieves massive, massive value. I mean, it wins him that game. All right, here we go. Spawning up the top left. It is Cham. Or Exeritus Esports. His opponent spawning down on the bottom left. It is Showtime. For the Sentinels. And he will get the hatch block this time. He will go for the hatch block this time. This does make defending the Adepts, as we all know, a significant amount more difficult. Significant amount. Now, Showtime, of course, is going to still go for the Gate Nexus. He's not a wild person. We very rarely see players go Gate Cyber. And by players, I mean it's pretty much just Hero that will do that when he blocks an expansion like this. God, Cham, that was so cool. He is one of those players that at a certain point, you just have to recognize the man has it. The man has it, you know? Ice in his veins, a chip on his shoulder, an iron work ethic, you know, however you want to put it. The man is good at winning the video game. Are there areas he could improve? Yeah, absolutely. Everyone can. Even Cyril. Nice around, by the way. Wow. Showtime was not expecting that. Did not hit return cargo, so he doesn't get out of there, and he loses the probe. That's actually very uncommon. Yeah, no, this is just phenomenal right now for Showtime, or for Cham. But yeah, Cham has so much dark in him. Like the Korean StarCrafts are dark. Obviously, who else would it be? Just an ability to recognize the win condition. And even if the game gets ugly, gets scrappy, finds ways to win. And that is such an incredibly valuable skill. And it is part of what makes Dark, for me, my favorite player to watch. Are we going to see the Adept shading forward here? Link speed not quite done. They will get into a very nice position. Showtime already getting 2 drones here. Gets a 3rd as well. It's a very nice wraparound, though. 3 drones and a Ling for 2 Adepts. With the little lost mining time there from Cham, he had to pull his drones just a tiny bit. I would say that's worth it for Showtime. Yeah, I would say that's worth it. Not a massive advantage by any means, but nice little find. Now, being able to force the Oracle to stay home. He doesn't, though. He doesn't keep the drones. He does elect to morph the spores first. Oh, nice little wraparound on this Adept. Going to force the Oracle to turn on its Pulsar Beam again. And it was Oracle into Phoenix. Now, this is a scenario where Cham, as I definitely bet, like, man, I really wish I delayed those spores. But, of course, you can't know. that your opponent is going for the Phoenix as their second unit. Because if they don't, which is the far more common way to play, you might just end up, you know, losing a few drones trying to cut a corner that would have been nice to cut, but maybe wasn't absolutely necessary. Very quick, well, relatively quick layer coming in here. Cham will be able to deny this stasis trap. And I wonder if that was why he re-engaged with the Adept, or into the Adept with the Lings, was to limit the Oracle energy a little bit and just make it easier to deal with these stasis traps. We are going to see an aggressive Shade forward coming in from Showtime with the 4 Adepts. This time he does sack them, and we'll lose all of them, getting 4 drones right there. There could be a Phoenix lift on top of this one Queen, electing not to go for it. He does dive in here. We'll find a little bit of value. This Phoenix, it's going to get another Overlord, I think. Yeah, if he goes for this, he will get it. He'll take a little bit of hull damage, but I would say that's worth it to kill the Obi. Oh, transfuse? No, not in time. I was going to say the loss of Phoenix DPS there for a moment almost was enough to give time for transfuse to save that Obi. Ended up being very, very close, but Cham not able to save it. Showtime is able to get the kill. And that actually did supply block Cham. 10 larva right now. Sitting, waiting, unable to be used. You never know what a little supply block like that is going to do, and in this case, it's going to cause Cham to lose out on a little bit of natural larva production. Looks like Cham might be trying to go for a big 4-gas speed roach play. And by might, I mean it looks pretty much like that's for sure what is happening. This Phoenix now up to 4 Overlord kills. Are you serious? That's crazy damage. That is way more than you're ever supposed to get with a Phoenix. You get this one. Once again, it would have been very close if Showtime had committed and Cham had not injected. I think there would have been an opportunity for a save, but it's entirely possible that Cham just injects there and there is no opportunity for a save. I will say, this looks very good for Showtime on paper. He's got his Blink online. He's got his +1 weapons about to complete. 6 gates are now done. 7th and 8th in production. Templar Archives in production. Cannons starting up. Ooh, the fake transfer. Oh, is Showtime going to get caught? Is Showtime going to get bamboozled here? That is a fake drone transfer to this base. Stasis trap will come in. The thing is, Cham is like, he's kind of got to defend here. We do see a stasis trap. Going to try and prevent this flank, this very sneaky flank from Cham. Once again, a really awesome game plan from Cham, but a massive stasis trap in the middle of his roaches. And what could have been the engagement he was looking for to kick off a counterattack has now turned into a disaster. 24 supply and roaches caught up here. Showtime is going to be able to trade very efficiently in the meanwhile. He does have to be careful, for sure. Cham is still committing on pure unit. I think that's a great decision. I don't think a macro game is going to be a great play after something like this. He does have a 5th hatch done, and he could switch into drones if he gets some damage. But, I mean, Showtime's tech, his eco, his infrastructure, his army are all very strong right now. Or they will be quite a bit stronger in a very short period of time. This is going to be a flank coming in. Showtime. Uh-oh. He's going to have to blink to the bottom side and try and get himself out of trouble. Stasis trap will get denied. Showtime is losing a lot. This is why I like this move from Cham. You don't expect the full send into the full send. Very nice flank from Cham. And all of a sudden, Showtime has lost as much as Cham has. 11 Blinky Boys going down. And now, if Cham wanted, he could drone out of this. I don't think Showtime would necessarily be expecting it. But if he doesn't, which he won't, he needs a lot more. No storms being used right there on the Lings. Instead, he's going to save them for the Roaches and the Ravagers. Is that going to be enough? Corrosive Bile is going to be able to take down this cannon. Archon Morph looking like it is not enough. Cham is surging ahead in supply, and he might just find himself cracking the wall 2 games in a row. The mind games from Cham in this series have been fantastic. Oh my God, the champion catching Showtime unawares. First in game 1 with the base trade, and now again in game 2 with the I'm not going to stop committing. Damn. Nexus dies. Ton of probes die. This maybe might be where Cham wants to drone up a little bit, add a Baneling Nest, get an Evo Chamber, go from there. But, actually, he's already got an Evo Chamber. Maybe get +1 melee. We're going to see him continuing to attack. There's Immortals out. There's a couple charge lots out. Cham does have a lot of roaches distracted by this Assimilator. But I don't think that's going to be enough to keep Showtime alive. One Immortal surviving for a little while there. Not targeted down for quite some time, but there's just not enough units to keep either Immortal safe. The Stalkers have to blink back. Showtime has to tap out, and Cham has to be feeling amazing about how this series has gone so far. Oh, man. Wow, wow, wee wah. Hey, thank you, Oat Boy, for the tier 1 resub at 26 months. Thank you, thank you. Absolutely incredible stuff. Cham is on fire right now. And Showtime's got to be feeling... He's got to be feeling not great. Hey, thank you, Captain Damage. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Oh. Oopsie. That is true, Psycho. Thank you. It does help a ton. Hey, welcome, Just Carlino. Welcome, welcome. Groundsy, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm purging the message, and I don't want to see more of that. All right, here we go. Spawning down in the bottom right, it is Showtime. In the red. And his opponent spawning up the top left, it is Cham for Xeratus Esports in the blue, going with the Extractor Trick 15 hatch. Gonna get that one down. Love to see that. Is Cyril in this tournament? He will be. He will be in this tournament. He will be playing a little bit... he's invited to the main event already. So there are 24 players in this tournament. 16 of them are directly... Or sorry, 8 of them are directly invited in. 16 of them were invited into a single elimination best of 5 qualify into the group stage. So the winner of this qualifies directly into a group stage. And loser goes, well, loser is empty-handed, I think. Top 8 EWC, is it? I think that's what they went with, yeah. Cham OP? Absolutely. I mean, this is not the first time he's done this. Stunned players that many people think and state are better than he is on paper. Oh, gonna get the... No, he's not gonna get the Nexus down. Or the hatch down. It's gonna be a juke. Gonna be a juke and a bait. But that will be a delay on the Ling speed a fair bit. Now, Showtime did commit in kind of a little weirdly with the Adepts. In game number 1. This time, he is going to wait till they pair up to potentially go for some kind of shade buy. And he's going to shade into the main base and poke the natural, but there are Lings in position. Will he actually shade in? Yeah, I think so. Oh, wow. Okay, that would have actually been a golden opportunity, but decided not to. I mean, yeah, one of the Adepts had taken a lot of damage on the on it already, but I feel like that was a huge opportunity for Showtime. He actually is going to wait for the 3rd Adept, and now the shades are kind of desynced. This is a little bit awkward, and that will actually give Cham time for his much-delayed Ling speed to complete. Ooh, no target fire on the same Adept initially. That means Showtime gets a little bit of a free pass in here. He's going to try and pair up with the Oracle. Oh, Queen switch targets to that Oracle. It will be 4 drones going down immediately. And these Adepts, this Adept-Oracle combo out of Showtime, really starting to look nice here. Does shade out with the one of the 3 Adepts. So he sacks 2 Adepts. Kills 6 drones, 4 Lings. Forces a lot of lost mining time. Cham did some nice scramble defense there. Oh, the Adept manages to shade out with 1 HP. Meanwhile, Oracle goes back in. He gets 2 drones, but he loses it. Oh, man. Showtime, every time he makes a nice move, it feels like things all of a sudden kind of start going against him. As I say that, though... Uh-oh. No. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Oh, that Queen was winding up for the kill shot. Wow. He did get... Wait, 4 or 5? No, it's 5. It's 5. Yeah, this Oracle has 6 kills on it. So it's 5 additional drones on top of the ones that died earlier. Oh, man, if Cham had killed that Oracle... Ooh, that would have been brutal for Showtime. That is a lot of Adepts crossing the map right now. Cham does have a good number of Lings, and he's building a few more. 23 Lings? No, 25 Lings. That will be enough to deal with 6 Adepts. Cham going to actually try and take a fight here. Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Your opponent's stepping this far forward onto creep. We're going to see a lot of these Adepts fall. 3 of them do die. He gets a couple drones, a couple Lings. Not worth it for Showtime there. Cham did get knocked a little bit low in the drone count overall. But I think more than anything, he was a little bit late to drone up. Oh, these Adepts, if they shade forward, they actually have a huge opportunity here. The Lings are very far out of position. This is a really nice find for Showtime. And unlike before, where it's kind of a trade, Cham can't get anything done with the Lings on the other side of the map. Showtime finding a lot of value here. 9 drones going to fall. 10 drones. 11 drones. Oi. 12 drones, even with its dying breath. That Spore Crawler giving a very nice bit of coverage for the Adept, keeping alive for that 1 extra shot. Yeah, that was a fantastic trade for Showtime. And the first kind of unmitigated... I guess unanswered, you would say. Excellent situation for Showtime. There were some good situations, don't get me wrong, for Showtime, especially in game number 1. But that was probably the, most gotcha moment. I guess the one stasis trap that caught like 12 roaches at the beginning of the Blink Stalker push in game number 2 was quite nice. Showtime starting to float a little bit of minerals. Got up to 1,000 minerals there for a moment. Does need to saturate this one gas. Being down 2-0 in a best of 5 against a player that's as dangerous and as wild and chaotic as Cham. Yeah, it's easy to start making little oopsies here and there. Hopefully he does notice relatively soon. No wall at the third base. But Storm is done. We do have +1 missile into +1 carapace. Very interesting right here out of Cham. Not getting the +1 melee, not getting +2 missile, which does cost the same as +1 carapace, even though +1 carapace is a fair bit faster. They're both 150 minerals, 150 gas. Showtime, there we go. There's the saturation on the gas now. We caught it. We caught this probe right here. You can see the angle, the funny angle it takes back to get lined up with the other probes for a little bit. Showtime, if he secures this 4th base, he'll be in a great spot. But, I mean, he was kind of in a great spot in game number 1, and Cham was still able to win that game that went to the base trade. Oh my god, there's no Hydra speed. Oh, there's no Hydra speed. That's a disaster. That is a straight-up disaster for Cham. Dodging storms will be nigh on impossible. Nigh impossible. Man, oh, they're so slow. These stupid idiot slugs. Does he notice? I don't know that he does. Stasis trap getting denied before it can start up here. Blink forward coming through. Storms. Oh, God, that's a big storm to start off. That is a massive storm. Now the Hydra speed starts up. Cham realizes, oopsie. Oopsie. He's going to start up the Baneling Nest as well, but Showtime saying, okay, I'm undisturbed. Second Stargate, Tempest. Second Stargate, I should say, Fleet Beacon. Going to be a Tempest transition. There's a Spire on the way as well for Cham, as well as that Baneling Nest. And, I mean, he's on, you know, was on 6 gases. Now he's on 8, setting up to take a 5th base and get up to a 9th and 10th gas. Now, against an opponent like Showtime, I don't think they're going to let you get away with a Muta Switch here. But, I mean, it's one way to try and come back in the game. Oh, these High Templar, they got to be careful. They're a little bit far back from the army. Good storm on the Lings initially. Hydra speed, not quite done yet. Good little kiting back from Showtime. Avoiding the surround. And Cham, he is really trying to spread his army out in a nice formation. Give himself a chance in this fight. But Showtime's not letting him get the wraparound he's looking for. Also, Bane speed just started up, so any chance of a massive hit on the High Templar is very, very low. Big storms coming in on top of this. The Hydra's massive storm on the top middle. And we might just see Showtime. Well, Cham might have enough Hydras to barely survive, but he's lost his 5th. Actually, Showtime with the High Templar all morphing into Archons or running out of storms and no Warp Prism initially, this actually is going to be a nice defense from Cham. Oh, that Warp Prism, very low on HP. The Speed Zone, can it give the Hydras the boost they need to get it? So close, 11 HP. Storm does discourage a further chase. Did Cham let his Spire finish? Yes, he did, but he doesn't have a lot of money for a massive Muta Switch. And it is double Stargate Fleet Beacon. So Phoenixes, Enion Pulse Crystals, that range upgrade, they could start up and be a really hard counter to those Mutas. Was that a... That wasn't a kill on the Nexus, was it? No, I think that was just a cancel. Cham, I'm super impressed that he's, like, alive. Once again, displaying some very dark-like play. Ah, there it is. 8 Mutas coming in. Oh. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. GG. Gonna tap out, says, yeah, I don't think I can win this. You know what? Maybe he had just scouted the double Stargate, or maybe he had scouted a Tempest. That is entirely possible. Cham was very far behind in everything. He's realized he's in a late game versus Toss. Maybe. That was a bit of an abrupt GG for sure. But, yeah, Showtime was in a very good position with no hive done. Yeah, no hive done. Your opponent already on double Stargate Tempests. It might have just been the kind of thing where he's like, 8 Mutas isn't going to kill 40 probes. Yeah. I'm up 2-0 in the series. Let's not waste more energy on this. Yeah, exactly, federally. That's entirely... It's entirely possible. It's going to be a 5-minute break. So we're going to run 3 minutes of ads. Can we find the bracket? I can link you the bracket there over on YouTube. Showtime coming back. Yeah, he's not throwing in the towel. Nice to see. Nice to see. Would have been a little unfortunate if he had. If he'd gone down 3-0. By the way, after this one, it will be a TVT between 2 Korean Terrans, Gumiho and Riyong. Very intrigued to see how that one plays out. We have been seeing some Terran players mess around with Battle Mech. Particularly, actually, Pure has been playing quite a bit of Cyclone Mech. Quite a bit. In message, there we go. Biddly bow rep. All right, it is going to be Gresvan getting set up for game number 4. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. I will try and get the proper break screen set up after this one. After this. Oh. Hey, welcome, Rextor. Welcome. I guess if Showtime makes it to 12 minutes, then GG. I think there's a lot of Zerg players playing that way. I wouldn't say it's necessarily 100% the case. Cham is actually very capable of playing an excellent late game. But Showtime has some of, if not the best late game in Europe in terms of PvZ specifically. Like, he's really good at it. He's really freaking good at it. Oh, 10,000 milliseconds between rotations. Oh, okay. I got to make an adjustment here. Is the GOAT Cyril playing? He will be playing, yes. He will be playing. But he is not playing until the group stage. And that will be... Is that next weekend? Yes. It is... September 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. 7th. That is going to be hype. That is going to be hype as hell. All right, we're getting into game number 4. Oh, Grespon, it's been a while. It has been a while since seeing this one. All right. Here we go. Spawning up in the top left for Xeritus Esports. It is Cham. Surprisingly, up 2-0. Now it's 2-1. Can he close it out? Spawning down on the bottom right. It is Showtime with the Sentinels. And we had Cham opening up with a 14 hatch. No extractor trick. Not yet. We'll go for it now. But a 14 hatch straight up. Wanted this one down under by any means necessary. Did not want to let his opponent get the hatch block and make those first adepts really cause havoc, because that is kind of what happened in game 3. The adepts, they wrought havoc. They were a problem. They wreaked havoc, and they wreaked of havoc. Played Uko 479 times on this map. I mean, this is an old school map. It was voted in. Very cool to see. It's a massive throwback. Now, it's quite interesting because this was the beginning of a period of time where maps got extremely defensive and split mappy and very turtly for like a year and a half, close to 2 years, basically starting off just before Oliveira's miracle run and kind of, I would say, finishing with this most recent map pool that's come out. I think turtling is taking a pretty big bonk on the a boop on the snoot, big bonk on the nose. It's not as powerful as it was. Cham does drop down the third hatch once again, and it is once again kind of a sneaky third hatch, like a little bit like getting it down under the nose of Showtime. No third chrono on the adept here. But it does look like Showtime wants to rally this third adept forward again. It was actually voted on, Flame of the West. Oh, little block attempted here by Cham. He's going to put a lot of damage into this one adept. Showtime electing not to shade forward there, but he does kill 4 lings. That's not bad. Losing this much HP on the adept is not super amazing, but certainly not the worst thing in the world. Am electing for the 4-queen opener with his first 2 bases to say, hey, your Oracle, I'm going to track it. I'm going to keep on top of it. 8 more Lings being produced here. I do think we're going to see a shade forward here to queue up with the Oracle. Does miss one of the shots on one of the drones, weirdly. Depth will get corralled and taken out, but the Oracle in the main base getting another 3 drones. In total, quite a bit of damage to start things off here. 6 drones, 4 Lings. Just those 2 Adepts. Fair bit of hull damage on this one Oracle, but good work right there from Showtime to kick things off. And trying to deny this base is going to be... I'd say it's not really happening. Now, in theory, this is a map where if it were a Queen Walk Ling Flood, or even a Queen Walk Roach Ravager, it'd be pretty tough to hold. Third to third, not a super long rush distance. And despite the fact that this is a defensive map with that ramp on the third, not the craziest situation if we saw Cham go for that. I don't think he will. But this is the kind of thing that on an old map could catch an opponent off guard. We do have this 1 queen very low on HP. The Adepts do move forward and snipe it. Once again, some great value coming in from the Adepts and Oracles of Showtime. Ooh, very nice Evo Chamber Morph. Cham able to get the body block there with that 1 Ling. But the Adepts are still finding so much work. Like the Adept was taken down after the shade, just after. There's that Roach Warren coming through. Okay, he does start a lair. I was gonna say it would be way too late for this. It would be way too late. He's already on a pretty significant drone count, and the timing would be hitting by the time Blink is done at this point. So it's not going to be a no layer attack. We will see all of the gases starting up here for Cham. Paying attention to him because he's the one that's been throwing a lot of curveballs in this series so far. A lot of very different and cool plays. Showtime getting up towards 6 gates in a robo. This is how Max Pax for a very long time was basically playing every PVZ as his opener. It was, 3 Oracles. Not necessarily the same way of going about the Adepts, but 6 gates and a robo. And then he would play the game out from there, depending on what he saw and what he was able to get done with the Blink Stalkers. Now, there's always a chance we see a couple more gates get thrown down, which we actually have, but it's going to be the Templar Archives. I feel like Showtime, more than many other Protosses, does power production a lot, but doesn't necessarily always use it to its fullest potential. Kind of has it as a back pocket type of play. We're going to be seeing Ravager Ling Bane, it looks like. Oh, Showtime could find an opening on this left side. Spore Crawler was not yet done, but the Queens move themselves over to this base, and while the Revelation detects that. Besides, the Oracles seem to want to use their energy for Stasis Trappies, similar to what we saw in game number 1. Roach speed not yet done for these Roaches. That will mean it's a cancel on the 5th base. Nice job. Showtime does have to be very careful. Oh, Stasis Trap does get, well, initially avoids getting triggered, but a nice job from Cham, able to trigger it at the end there. Showtime got to be very careful. He did step a little bit far forward onto the creep, and now Roach speed has completed. Roaches are going to be able to find at least a couple of pickoffs, but there's one more Stasis Trap behind this. Showtime says, you've moved a little bit too far forward. I can blink forward and punish you. Snipes down a Roach. Nice move. Behind this, we do have the 4th Nexus being started up here. Cham is going for the +2 melee. Oh, we are going to see... Oh, the Oracles, no! Would have been very unfortunate right there for Showtime. Like it was a little bit of an F2, perhaps. Stasis Trap in the middle! Oh, that was almost a massive Stasis Trap, but Cham spots it last second. That shimmer on the floor. gets out. Bane speed is now done. +1 melee, of course, is done, as +2 melee is well on the way. How many High Templar do we have? Quite a few. Trying to crack this position from just one angle is going to be very difficult. Do have cannons coming online. A lot of High Templar here. They're going to need some good storms, but they are certainly capable of getting those. Ooh, big storms on the Banelings to start things off. Strong defensive posture. Oracles now turn on their Pulsar beams. That is why a lot of times you just don't do this attack anymore. Now the Oracles do run out of juice. There's energy recharge available momentarily. You can turn one of these Oracles back on. No Ravagers were made initially. Yeah, he finally throws down one. Did he cancel it? No, it's being produced. Oh, right here. Storm does get baited out. Oracles, once again, completely out of juice. Meanwhile, though, Baneling run by on the third base. Just found 19 probes. I missed it. Showtime missed it. Cham did not miss it. He found a very nice run by. Oh, he needed that. He needed that desperately in this game. +2 melee is getting closer and closer to completing. Showtime, though, still with a massive army. Huge amount of value. Another Bane run by getting set up here. Important to note that units lost is not close at this point. We're going to see the High Templar landing some big storms. Another massive stasis trappy. Banelings trying to get in on the backside of these High Templar. Not able to do so. Banelings do get blocked by the Archons. And that is, well, that is all she wrote for these attacks. And Showtime looking, oh, put him up 8. I don't even know how I did that. But obviously, he is not. He is up 2-1 in his best of 5. Roaches wake back up to immediate demise. And the resources lost. Showtime barely lost anything there. Oh my god, that was an impeccable defense. Cham, I think after killing those probes, the right call was to start a Hydralisk Den, start an Infestation Pit, and try and play it out. But attacking again was unlikely to work with how strong Showtime's defense was ramping up to be. But if you don't want to go late game, and I mean, you kind of have to go for it. However, now a Hydralisk Den on the way. A Spire was also produced. Once again, maybe thinking of a big Muta switch. That, you know what? It's possible that he threw in the towel in game number 3, thinking that I want to save the Muta switch. But if Showtime just rewound, he would have seen that Mutas were in production. He would have been like, oh, okay. Oh, Baneling Morph actually blocking some of the units here. Showtime, if he wanted, he could just kill this hatchery. He's going to retreat a little bit off of creep. Pulling back the High Templar at the very least is a good choice. That does give Cham a chance to get his army back in position. However, Showtime still has a lot of storms available. Carriers being produced instead of the more common Tempests, but in a game like this, carriers are going to be great. +1 air weapons also in production. Cham, going to try and wrap around on this army. There's one stasis trap that gets a couple of units, but there's more covering the army, and Showtime says, I don't want to get flanked. I'm a back away. Back away. I don't need to kill your base, which is definitely a safe way of playing it. And he's far ahead in tech, and you're down 2-1 in the series. I understand not wanting to get flanked, but you will see Cham splitting things up here. Oh, 1 or 2 more Banes right there, and that is a lot of High Templar dying. As it is, we do see a couple of them going down. But Showtime has absorbed the mass of this punch. The majority of this punch has been dealt with. And he's got a very large, very powerful army. +3 weapons just completed. Oh. Okay, the Mutas. Well, we missed them entirely. Cham throwing a nice little 3-pronged punch at his opponent. Mutas did get some damage, but not a crazy amount. However, they will force out the Phoenix response, which is not ideal. Showtime is falling into the trap of thinking that this is a real Muta switch. Okay. No, he's not. Not. Ooh, that could have been very uncomfortable for him. Could have absolutely been very uncomfortable. If he pumps out, 6 ranged Phoenix, and his opponent all of a sudden has lurkers on the other side of the map, things can get a little bit dicey. But as it stands, we're going to see an attack coming forward. This will be a kill on this base this time. Corruptors are going to find one of these carriers, and with the Archons and Immortals, he's just going to blast right through the lurker line. It's such a thin lurker line. You're never going to defend this. Not unless all detection is lost. And there's still an Observer. There's still Oracles. Revelation will tag these units, and Cham will be forced to tap out. Showtime will send it to game number 5. GG. Nicely done. Hey, thank you, Dave Tessa, for the tier 1 resub at 51 months. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the group stage. Group stage of this is going to be awesome. Ah. 8-2. Yep. How long did it say 8? It said 8 for a while, didn't it? Hey, welcome, Gary Arganis. All right, game numero 5. Was not expecting game 1 or the first series of the day to go the distance. Hey, thank you, Bellium, for the Prime resub at 41 months. Very much appreciated. Who won the 2v2 yesterday? I missed the last match. Showtime Trigger versus Sarah Laser. Oh, that one's from a while ago. That one did actually go in the favor. You know what? I would recommend watching the whole series. I'd recommend watching the whole series. If you just want to hear about it, I can tell you. I can even link the bracket if you want. It's a part of Uthermal's 2v2 series, but I would recommend watching the actual series. There is no delay. I should update that bracket command. Or not bracket command, delay command. That's a very Rubby thing to do, pointing out a mistake. All right, can Showtime secure the reverse sweep? Going to be incorporeal. For this one. For this one. Would be a little bit heartbreaking if it ended up with Cham going up 2-0 and unable to close this one out. But at the same time, you gotta give a tip of the hat to Showtime if he's able to bring this one back. All right, here we go. Spawning up at the top left, it is Cham, and once again going with the 14 hatch. Straight up. No extractor trick, no nothing. His opponent spawning down on the bottom right. It is Showtime in the red. And I know that the 14 hatch is not efficient. It is a way of playing that is inefficient. You want the either extractor trick 15 hatch or whatever, but it is worth noting that the insurance of knowing you're going to get the hatch down is really nice. Yeah, 14 hatch guarantees natural. Exactly. And Showtime is committing to a very early probe. And it's not like Cham did this in every game. Is this map too short for 15? I think it depends a little bit. I think it depends a little bit on drone micro, but 14 makes absolutely sure you get it down. Absolutely sure. So far, Showtime has been pretty consistent with how he's opening. Not anything super crazy. And I will say, specifically against Cham, trying to play the does he build a Roach Warren or doesn't he is almost impossible. Cham is so good at mixing it up and being unpredictable. And if you try and go just Charge Lot Archon, you're going to have a bad time. Because the game where you commit to it super hard is the game he built a Roach Warren. So Showtime is just playing Blinky Boys. Blink Stalkers are consistent. They're good. They're strong. You don't have to think about it too much because they don't really have a weakness, I would say, as an opener. Obviously, if you stay on Blink Stalkers forever, you can get bungled. You can have a difficult time. Cham, by the way, the perfectly timed Ling spawn. He does go up to 12 Lings right here. This is a lot of Zerglings to be building. Lot of Zerglings. So he kind of needs to, at minimum, not lose any drones. Otherwise, it will put him behind. And as we've seen against Showtime, you do not want to give him anything. Now, with this 3 Adept play, the 12 Lings are going to be valuable. Oh, these Adepts, they got to get in the pocket. They do, but there's still a lot of surface area to connect on one of the Adepts and the one in the back as well. That ends up being not too bad for Cham here. Showtime does get into the main base with the Oracle. Oh, that was very close to being a dead Oracle. I know 16 HP seems like a lot, but that second Queen got body blocked a little bit. If she doesn't, she actually gets those 2 extra shots. And that's a dead Oracle. 16 damage is, well, it's going to die in 2 shots to a Queen. I'm almost getting a pile on here. Not quite. Showtime loves committing to lots of Adepts here. Oh, God, this one Oracle. Oh, man. It is really playing with fire here. But he will get the recall out. And did get another 4 drones. Showtime is playing very aggressively with these Adepts, with these Oracles. And speaking of which, he will send the Adepts across the map. Oh, one of them took a bad route here, but it gets itself into the pocket. Nice job right there from Showtime. Good miniature crisis management. Not a huge crisis, but avoids giving his opponent anything free. And in a... Even though this hasn't been that long of a series, a best of 5 that's this back and forth, avoiding giving your opponent anything free. Any freebies in terms of mental edge. It can matter. It can matter at this level. Especially after they were up 2-0. And then you come roaring back to make it, to force a game 5. The momentum right now is totally on the side of Showtime. But look at this from Cham. Looky, looky, looky. This is where the benefit of going for the... Oh, hold on, thought. Did he see it? Oh, he didn't see it. He sees the Roach Warren. He didn't see the Spire. This is where the benefit of being unpredictable and your opponent not wanting to commit to a Charge Lot Archon play because of that comes into play. If Cham can get away with the uber fast mutas. Gets a big jump with a bunch of lings on top of the stalkers as the mutas pop out. This could be very good. And once again, Showtime has done basically the same move out every game. Now, Blink Stalkers, of course, versus mutas they're a very viable response. But it is super easy to get caught out with them, especially with how Showtime has been playing with the Blink Stalkers so far in this series. 11 mutas in production. Stasis traps. Oh, both of them getting triggered, and now they provide a bunch of vision, too. Does he know about this one? He's got the shimmer on the floor. Oh, he just avoids it. He just avoids it. There is Blink done. The Lings definitely want to go for the fight here. Mutas are going to be popping out in a moment. 11 of them. These Stalkers getting themselves tucked back in the corner. If he can get the kill and recall out, he will do exactly that. Excellent little move. But where do the mutas go? They did not reveal themselves, is the interesting thing. So Showtime won't have a lot of static defense. He builds a cannon in the main, nothing in the natural, shield battery, and cannon at the third. There's a lot of mutas coming in here. We have +1 melee about to complete as well. It is going to be mass muta. These mutas are looking for the value. 6 probes so far is not a crazy amount by any means. Ooh, Storm on the Lings. Not going to be able to keep this Nexus alive necessarily. Definitely not going to be able to kill all the Lings. That +1 melee really starting to get work done, but killing off all the Lings is going to be enough. He will be able to keep that Nexus alive. 17 probes did fall. The mutas do not want to dive for this Nexus because they would die for that Nexus. Oh, Oracle. Oh, it will escape. Even with the cheeky little turnaround, it only aggroed 2 of the mutas, so not bad at all. And now Cham, having lost his 4th base initially, not yet on his 8 gas setup, which is what you really want at minimum to start pumping this mass muta out. Oh, Oracles. Oh, no. Showtime, that is his revelation. Losing all 3 of those Oracles just made this game a lot more difficult for Showtime, especially now that he is trying to go double Stargate Phoenix. Now, keeping the 4th base alive is huge for the German Protoss. Really, really big. Without that, he was going to start to fall behind economically in a pretty big way, pretty meaningful way. But he's got to be careful. His units are not super in position. This Zealot, though. Oh, this Zealot is the hero. Going to let this army completely get back in position over here. However, the mutas might still be able to dive this Storm on the mutas and Lings. Oh, he wants the Nexus. The shield battery trying to save it. Not able to do so. It costs a lot of Lings. But Showtime wasn't able to keep it alive. 6 mutas and a lot of Lings. He loses 2 of his Phoenixes. Loses 7 probes as well. He actually, 3 of them died to his own Storm, unfortunately. Oh, ooh. Mutaling is scary. Mutaling is scary in a situation like this where you don't have Anion Pulse Crystals. It's a big map. There's a lot of room for rotations. Now, Showtime didn't lose any army. And Cham is going to need a way to either A, deal with his opponent's army in a fight, i.e. lots of Banes or a transition completely away from, you know, Mutaling, or he needs to full base trade. And it does seem like maybe a full base trade is in the works because he's going into Corruptors. He wants to counter his opponent's Phoenixes while still being able to build those Mutas. And in fact, adding on an Infestation Pit. He's not thinking about Ultras, is he? That could be the move. It could be Infestors as well. Try to fungal growth your opponent's Phoenixes. I don't think he realizes, though, that it's not as big of a commitment to Phoenix as, let's say, triple Stargate, Fleet Beacon, Anion Pulse Crystals, pumping Phoenixes nonstop, putting everything else, you know. And part of that is because Showtime's able to afford a lot. His economy is still good, even with the loss of that 4th base for a little while. We are going to see the Stalkers blinking forward here. They can fight okay. but certainly not amazingly against the Mutas. That's what the Storm was there for. The Overseer with this army has speed, by the way, so he's able to snipe down that one Observer. Storm does land. Oh, it's a nice energy recharge there on the High Templar. 15 kills. Oh my god, he killed 11 Mutas right there. That surprise energy recharge really catching Cham off guard. I think Cham recognized correctly that High Templar did not have energy for a second Storm initially. Nice Zealot on the Watchtower, by the way, giving excellent vision of the rotation of these Mutas. That's some massive Storms right here. We're going to see an attempt to Magic Box. The Mutas are gone. The Mutas disappear into a cloud of Zerg blood and viscera. And with it, Cham's chances of advancing into the main stage as well. Showtime is going to walk across the map, and Cham has nothing to stop him now. Oh my god. The Mutas got absolutely shredded. Sheesh. Wow. Damn. That was absolutely... That was a lot. That was a lot. He was going to get A-moved? I mean, there's always a chance that Cham forces a base trade. That was not the situation we saw, obviously. Damn. I like Cham's game plan, though. It obviously did not work at all. In fact, it failed about as dramatically as it possibly could have. But against a player like Showtime, they're up to, you went up 2-0. They clawed it back. They're kind of in their groove. You need to do something to throw them off. In that case, it obviously did not work out. But you got to give a tip of that cap to Showtime there for staying composed, not letting that one go. Taking 2 matches off Showtime is huge. It is, but when you're that close to winning, you have 3 match points in a row. That one feels bad. That one feels really bad. He did kind of overcommit to Corruptors. Yeah, but you can't really blame him on doing that. Keeping the base alive the first time for Showtime made that game so much easier than it otherwise would have been. Toby Walls is a gamer? Oh, he is. He is. Oh, I did not mean to switch to this out of game. I meant to switch to this out of game. Maestros of the game. Maestros. Yep. Well, we've achieved nothing. Yeah, exactly, Nublar. Is definitely... What are we doing? Good God. Eh. Tech support. Oh my God. Thank you, webcam arm, for being just so resistant to my suggestions. Wait, are they going to play on... Oh, wow, they're going to play on NA Singapore server. Good God, psychoed. Wow. All right. Oh, yeah, we need to add that. But documents. Based. There we go. Man, well done from Showtime there. That was impressive. It will be a TVT start thing, or to, well, follow things up. 3 minutes of Adge. Real quick. Gonna be Gumiho versus Riyong. Cornetto Droopy Dog can put put over one of the dogs. That'd be funny. If you guys are enjoying the tournament, by the way, please like the video on YouTube, follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Twitch, follow on Twitter. You know, do all the things. Try to use the word inconceivable. We managed to avoid having too many TVPs in the this stage, at least. Only 3. That's man. That's funny. Inconceivable. Close. Very close. Oh. Okay, yes, we do have... Cool. Copy link. Will this be the last in-person SE Tour tournament ever? Highly unlikely. Can't help but see the likeness of Droopy Dog. Goddamn. That's funny. Oh, no, that's also Riyong. Tequila. There we go. Oh. Different map to start off. That is all good. All good, all good. Oh. The Gumi God versus I didn't read that at first, and I just assumed it was Gumiho versus Riyong. Oh, man. Hey, thank you, Dave Testa, popping over to the YouTube to help support. It is very helpful. Very helpful. Oh, that's good to hear, Dave Testa. How many matches will we be played today? 4. So 1 is Dunzo. We got 3 more ahead of us. We got another... Well, we got a TBT right ahead right now. Followed by a TVP between Spirit and Zound. And then closing things out with a rematch of a couple of matches between the two of them. Rogue and Mana are going to be playing a best of 5. Oh. Bum, 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 bum. Oh. Is everyone still here? Oh. Once again, huge stuff from Comeback TV. Setting this whole thing up. Up, 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 up. Hey, thank you, Miho Downtown, for the Tier 1 resub at 47 months. Danka, danka. Thank you, thank you. That was a pretty exciting series to start things off. Hopefully we do not run completely out of juice today. It's a possibility. Bum, 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 bum. All right. Let me see if I can do something a little bit quickly here. Up. Save image as. There. Do that. Do this. Do this. We're gonna try and make this a nice little kind of adjustment here. Oh man, the logos mods are so nice to have. Hmm. Oh, that does not look super great. That's not so bad, though. Certainly could be worse. Certainly could be worse. All right. Is Pixel off unwatchable? I know. It's probably off by a lot. All right, here we go. Spawning down on the bottom left. It is Gumiho. In the blue. And his opponent spawning up the top right. It is Vitality's Riyong. In the red. One of the great TVT snipers of our time. Capable of fantastic TVT play. Somebody posted a thing on our StarCraft, and it's basically girl Hearthstone, and it is so unsettling because for some reason I keep opening my phone and it is like in the middle of the page, and I'm like, girl Hearthstone, where did you come from? How did you get into my phone? And then she says, happens to the best. We're going to be seeing a 1-Rax expand, it looks like. No, sorry, there's a gas first, factory first. Oh. 1-Rax factory. 1 gas factory of the Guma God. Whereas Riyong, he is going to open up with a 1-Rax expand, and it is going to be a Reaper straight into Reactor. Whereas for Gumiho's part, he opens up with a Marine into Reaper Hellion. Oh, started up a second Reaper and decides, maybe not. Maybe not. Perhaps I won't after all. Very interesting. Very interesting, I gotta say. Oh, Hellion on either side of the map is going to look for this SCV and will kill it. Made, though, looking to corral this. Okay, he does see 2 Hellions here. That will let him know. Oh, yep. You've gone Hellions. Gumiho, quick 3rd gas. That should tell us that... Oh. Apparently he's going Banshee. I was going to say it should tell us he's probably going Raven here, but... Not going to be that Raven. Going to be the Banshee instead. Gumiho will poke in with this 2nd Reaper and is not going to be able to find anything else. Try to get a cheeky scout into the main base, but yeah, that was going to take a level of oopsie that we just would not see. Oopsie. Won't see. Feeling nosy. Do we see the Hellions trying to drive by into the natural? There are 2 Cyclones at home for Gumi. Riyong. Oh, manages to avoid any struggles really there. Only takes 1 tick of lock-on damage. That could have been very different from what we saw. Banshee also revealed and also doesn't get a lot of value. Doesn't even kill that Reaper. And in fact, this damage will just recover. Meanwhile, it's going to be an auto turret in the main. It'll get 4 SCVs with the first one. Singular auto turret? Yeah. Yeah, just a singular auto turret. That is a very high value auto turret. I don't know why I asked singular. It's obviously, there was just one there. Also, where did the Raven go? Oh, wow. It's already being sent back home. He literally just wanted to drop down 1 auto turret and said, that's enough. Cyclone at home for Riyong will not protect this SEV building the 3rd CC. It is going to be mech out of Riyong. Okay. Okay, that is something that in recent history in TVT is becoming more and more common. Part of it is the Cyclone's power. Part of, and there it is. There's that Magfield Accelerator. Part of it is mech can just kind of be a powerful play style, especially when a lot of players like playing Vikings. Early tank Viking. And it's powerful to mix things up. Now we are going to be seeing Gumiho going for the bio. He got a very fast 3rd command center with this, by the way. So his eco is roaring. Oh, Reaper looking for the scout. Does see the barracks. Does not manage to kill this SCV. Getting the information is very good. That's... Wow. That is very funny, Tricon. I shouldn't laugh at that, but that's very funny. Highly inappropriate, but incredibly funny. Jesus. Oh, he canceled Magfield, and he's going for Blue Flame. Going to be moving out with a lot of energy on these Ravens. What does Gumiho have to deal with it? He's got 3 of his own Ravens, despite getting the early Banshee. Committing to that. Both of them going light on the Vikings. Which is something that you can kind of... It can be exploited, but what I feel like Riyong has done more than anything is exploit the fact that a lot of players don't try and contest Vikings early in TBT. We're going to be seeing the Banshee on the other side of the map. We'll be able to get a couple kills. Oh, 4 kills. Despite the mass repair from Riyong. Didn't think he was going to get that, that 4th one. I should have seen. Blue Flame going to complete in a moment. Gumiho going to be heavily reliant for the first little bit here on these siege tanks. So interference matrices are going to be big. They will land home. Hellbats are going to be a really big problem to deal with. Even switching off the tanks may not protect Gumiho properly. They will wake back up in a moment. So too will Riyong's tanks. Ooh, and it is going to be Riyong's tanks taking the fight. Will they? Oh, it's close. Everyone loses a lot. But it is the air superiority remaining with Riyong. It is a supply lead coming out of it for Riyong. Yeah, I think that went okay for both players, but the fact that Riyong saves a Raven, has the air superiority. I mean, he did lose 2 tanks, but he also killed 3 of his opponent's tanks and killed every Raven. And the Ravens are the big danger to your tanks. Even if you have Vikings, they can still be scary. So the fact that he shuts those all down is quite nice. Gumiho is adding on a 4th CC on location. He's also going mass bio here. Not going to be trying to transition in towards air, and that is something that can be effective. But you kind of need to catch your opponent unprepared. For example, with something like a cheeky little double drop. Gumiho gonna find an opening here. Ooh, does scan and sees Hellbats loading up into those medevacs. That is pretty valuable information. Riyong did start up his +2 vehicle weapons right away. His +1 vehicle weapons was late, so +2 vehicle weapons is also late, but he's good to start that up too. Can't always be something you forget about for a very long time when those upgrades aren't synced up. A lot of missile turrets being added on defensively. 2 in the natural, not enough to shut down everything, but enough to corral drops into a less advantageous position. Gumiho, once again, is playing very heavy bio. He has added on a 2nd factory, finally, but no attack upgrade on the armory. No +1 vehicle weapons. No big commitment to siege tanks. Just a couple of them to kind of offer a backbone. Oh, I do like this. Once again, killing these 4 mineral patches, deleting them from the game. And you can knock these rocks down after you crush them. That will give you another counterattack path or another attack path. Gumiho not wanting to scan. He says, I have soldiers. They can check. Okay, Gumiho. There is the hard pivot. A very hard pivot into Sky Terran. Wow, 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 wow. Very interesting that he started +1 vehicle weapons just before this. Oh my god, that scan was timely. That was a very good scan. Gumiho is not maxed out, by the way, and is adding 3 command centers and 4 starports. He is cutting unit production for a fair bit of time. Does he go straight reactors on all 4? Surely not. Surely it's got to be... Yeah. Oh, wow. It's actually 3 tech labs, 1 reactor. I would have figured 2 reactors, 2 tech labs. He wants like 4 ravens at a... No. 3 ravens at a time. Okay, yeah. I forgot I already had the... Pardon me, reactor. Riyong. Does he move out with 2-2 mech? I mean, he's got a bunch of command centers in production. He's adding on that +3/3, but he might elect to go for a big attack here. Oh, like, this is what I was talking about with previous area, but in a different position. Nice little opening move there from Gumi. Finds himself a little counterattack damage, but he is going to have to come back home. The army of Riyong, there's actually not that many tanks. Riyong kind of, well, rightfully so, afraid of a big flank. Hellbats being healed up by the medevacs is such a funny sight. And also seeing the Hellbats getting concussive shell slowed. Nice little skirmish pickoffs there. Oh. Gumiho will get a couple of decent tank shots. Not quite able to get the 3rd tank shot needed to kill that one. And it was actually right in the middle of a bunch of tanks, so it would have gotten some really nice splash damage on top of the splash damage that it had already gotten. Counterattack on the other side of the map with a handful of bio will get deflected by the reinforcements of Riyong just sitting there at the 3rd. Menacing. You have a big command center farm on the top side. Going to find itself in a lot of trouble. He's going to lose one instantly. Planetary Fortress. It does get outranged by Thors, by the way. If the Thors sit at max range and the Planetary does not have that extra range. We do see the Ravens going down immediately. It's going to be a big flank attempt from Gumiho, but it's kind of disjointed by some of the SimCity. However, there's not a lot of actual tanks for Riyong. He gets enough damage done to the main army, though. That is for sure. Even Hot pickups one of his Thors out of here. Another one joins the fight a little late to the party. Ultimately, it's a good enough fight to keep Gumiho in the game and protect 2 of the 3 command centers and his base itself. That's good. But Riyong still traded well. Still traded quite well. So the Raven and Viking count. That did cost all the Ravens for Gumiho. If he had hit a couple more interference matrices, well, not a couple more, but a couple at the outset of that fight, that would have been a drastically different story than what happened. High-sec auto-tracking, there it is. Coming in from Riyong. Oh, Hellions running it on top of this siege tank. Will be able to throw it into Hellbats. No way. Oh, they got to have 2 back. That was a dead siege tank. Oops. Oops. Nice repair from Gumiho, but a little bit of an oopsie from Riyong. Little F2 gets caught in 4K. It's all good. If I had a nickel for every misclick, oh boy, I'd have a lot of nickels. I have enough to buy a prosthetic hand that my brain would still cause to misclick constantly. Riyong not yet adding on air weapons upgrades for a potential Viking versus Viking showdown that could happen later on. Obviously, those Ravens don't need attack upgrades for their air, and the armor is ship and vehicle plating. Oh, massive Doom Drop getting set up here on the right side. There is a floating barracks, but he is going to go right through the sensor tower. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Viking's going to try and move back in position. Gumiho? No. That would have been insane. That would have been insane. That's like 60 supply of bio, just about. Well, bio and medevacs. 61 supply, I think. Oh! This base on the right side will have to lift, but I don't even know if that will actually keep it safe. Both players on 6 bases at the moment, but Gumiho about to lose his 6th. Vikings do, a couple of them do get taken down by these Marines, but this is a very Marauder-heavy composition, which is good against the Thors, but not so great when the tank count is as high as it is. I mean, it's necessary, kind of. Anti-armor missile going to try and land. Ooh, does paint a lot of the army Dorito Dust Orange. Anti-armor missile, or interference matrix, I should say, will come through. There's that opening that I was talking about, getting an opportunity for a snipe on the planetary. It goes down very fast. Nice little move from Gumiho. A couple of SCVs being healed up. That's going to be another kill on this planetary. No repair this time. Gumiho starting to cook a little bit, but Riyong interference matrixing all of the tanks here. We will see a counter Raven push. Gonna find an opening though. These Thors not able to take down the tanks completely before they wake back up. 2 of them still alive, and they're shelling away at this army. Gumiho taking a couple of better fights just generally. Although you can see he's hesitating a little bit on what to rebuild. He actually, with only 8 barracks, can't build bio super, super fast. Not for the amount of money he's got in the bank. You can see, look at this queue. Look at this production tab right here. Would that end up being a big problem for him? Look at this little anti-flank setup. Riyong, despite losing a lot of his army there, and Gumiho seemingly have the ability to reproduce faster, not really able to do so. Gumiho, though, ultimately will remax. Still has a huge bank. He is going to lose this one orbital command, which is not the end of the world, but certainly not something you want. Although he's still on 6 orbitals even now. Oh, these Marauders. Oof. Oof. Eating some big shots. They're not able to stim so well. Planetary Fortress is in some trub. Meanwhile, Gumiho's siege tank just kind of walking up, but it's on the other side of the map where the counterattack comes in. That's where the Ravens are going to be used. Missile turret. Going to find a couple of Raven kills here, including a high energy Raven right there. This is a lot of losses for Gumiho. Meanwhile, the planetary did fall on the other side, but the orbital will fall for Riyong. Interference matrix. Oh my god, why are these... Oh, wow. I didn't realize there was a flank coming in from Gumiho. I thought the tanks were just pointing in the wrong direction for no particular reason. Still, Gumiho does not have enough to break this, and he is losing a lot. This one tank on the right side stayed alive for a long time, but it is not going to turn the fight. And more of those tanks from Riyong coming back home, reinforcing out of the factories fresh as well. And the tank count is 18 for Riyong. 8 Ravens. Well, okay, 6 Ravens. That missile turret really wanted me to be wrong. And now it's 5. Okay, well, that missile turret is actually an MVP. But it's not going to matter. Riyong's army too strong. Crazy game number 1. Wow. Very messy game. But an entertaining one, to say the least. Very cool game. Oh. All right. Damn, that game was kind of all over the place. Things got messy quite quickly. Gumiho definitely, that scan in the main base, that has to have been a real like, oh, come on kind of moment. Bum, bum, bum. It's going to be Grespon, so if you thought that map was long, this could be an even longer one. This could be an even grindier map. Bum 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 ba ba bum bum ba dum ba da dum ba ba dum. All right, here we go. Spawning up the top left, it is Gumiho in the blue. And his opponent spawning down on the bottom right for Vitality, it is Riyong in the red. Yeah, that was a pretty cool game. Pretty fun game. I do kind of hope we get some bio versus bio, but we will see. It is going to be Gumiho with another gas first here. This in game number 1. He's going to do it in game 2. See if it's the same setup. Would be a little unexpected, but kind of cool. Oh. Riyong. This time, it is not going to be a 1 Rax expand. It is going to be that double gas opener. Oh. All right. It looks like Gumiho might have found a new comfy way to play TVT for him. We'll see if he does this consistently, but the Marine into Reaper, I mean, that's a little nifty. A little nifty, I would say. Quite cool. Oh. It gets you a faster CC than what Riyong has. I have to assume that this is the kind of thing where Gumiho feels safe. And yeah, it's a really interesting build. I don't think I've seen this before, at least not commonly. Marine into Reaper with the fast factory. I feel like specifically against Proxy 2 Rax, it might be very good. Just because the speed at which you get your factory is going to help a lot. Oh, look at that upside down Maestros of the game. I like this. I think this is cool. I also like the keyboard and the M. That's pretty neat. Creative. Creative. Very creative. Very exciting. Very quick fourth gas coming in from Riyong. It's going to be a quick second starport. It seems like it. It seems like it. Oh, Banshee. Taken out. Almost got the kill on this Cyclone somehow, and I'm not even really sure how that would have happened. I mean, gotta be paying attention. It is a quick second starboard out of Gumiho. They're both going. Oh, no, they're not. We've got a quick double factory out of Riyong off of just 2 bases. Oh, Riyong. Oh, wow. That's going to be a dead Raven very quickly for almost no value. Tries to target down his opponent's Raven. Riyong was the one who went interference matrix, by the way, so that's a big problem. Gumiho going 2 factory, 2 starport, while Riyong once again is going to try and open up with a 2-base mech opener, at least initially. Yeah, Gumiho's economy is going to be roaring off this. Above chat. That is actually something Twitch is doing. Ads shouldn't be running right now. Did they run? Did I forget to run ads for a little bit? And they ran on their own? They shouldn't be. It is going to be that Megfield Accelerator. It will be a 3rd CC on location. Ooh. A little bit of a mini ambush, potentially? Not really. Not intentionally. Cyclone's going to trade out here. Does he get the kill on this Cyclone? Nice job from Gumiho. Yes, he does. He's in the scan to make sure. That Megfield, by the way, in Cyclone versus Cyclone is so big. Respawn. I wonder if Gumiho would have done this on any other map or if this is just a Respawn special. By the way, took a very quick 4th CC. I believe it's misplaced. I think he has to lift that up and change the location. Think it's been a while since I've seen many games on Respawn, so this is the kind of thing that I can't remember super well, but it just looks like it's out of place. I second guess myself on that all the time. 4th and 5th factory on the way. Still air units being produced. Okay, he did move it. Haha, you tried to sneak it past me. I caught you. He didn't do that. I was the one that just missed it. Going Vikings into Liberators. Riyong does not know that Gumiho has the setup. And Gumiho has already gone for a lot of Vikings. Unless he wants to just use the Liberators for harass. But... oh, he is. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that could be good. Armory being produced for Gumiho. We got double armory now for Riyong. Little battle mech squadron on the bottom side, but there are some very well-placed tanks. Trying to get at these tanks is like... I mean, it's just not happening. Not easily. You can potentially drop on top of them, but... yeah. Not an easy time. Liberator in the main base. Liberator in the natural. Going to be disruptive while Riyong moves in. He will Interference Matrix the front 2 tanks. And these siege tanks, plus the Cyclone lock-on. Actually, it's just the Cyclone lock-on pretty much on this planetary. Can he get the kill? The answer is yes. Gumiho decides to give up the spot, and he will lose both of these command centers. Able to get a cancel, but it's expensive. Not so much in terms of resources, although that's 200 minerals down for, you know, the 2 command centers. Obviously loses the planetary, loses the SCVs, but it is the opportunity cost, having 90% done command centers and losing them. Oh, it's triple armory from Gumiho. I saw the second armory and the third and was like, did he forget that he built one already? No, he's building all 3 upgrades at once. And to be fair, off of the economy he had, that was a very nice play. He will retake this base on the left side. Riyong will land some Vikings in the natural. Gumiho going to be able to find a few SCVs. Oh, this Viking going to land, going to kill the SCV, building the missile turret before getting absolutely blasted out of the sky. That will actually deny this so that the Liberator can potentially get in. Gumiho says, I can't hold at the front. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. He lost so many Vikings. Oh, my God. Well, I see what the GG situation was. Wow. Here I was thinking we were going to settle in for a long game on Gressvon. Nope. Nope. Riyong finds himself up 2-0. The TBT man. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. They did not get rid of the Cyclone bug, no. Yeah, Riyong just outpositioned him. Straight up. Hope he gets back on his horse. I think he will. I think he will, but today it is Riyong who is in the driver's seat. It is Riyong who is cooking. Riyong do be a cooking. Oh, damn. All right, Ultra Love. Going to be game number 3. Yeah, Gumiho just kind of fell apart there. A little bit. I mean, the game is absolutely very difficult, and we all have our off days, but that was kind of surprising. I was not expecting that game to go that way. All right, we're going to run a minute of ads real quick, and we'll get into the next game. If you don't want to see ads, would very much appreciate a subscription. Subscriberino. Oh, ah. Once again, it does help the stream. We need these ads to be able to keep the stream alive. It is the only way. It is the only way. All right, here we go. Oh, I keep doing out of game. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. Not on purpose. All right, here we go. Spawning down up in the top right. It is Vitality's Riyong. In the red. And his opponent spawning down on the bottom left. It is Gumiho. In the blue. The blur. In the blur. Meh. Meh, meh. This time, Gumiho opening up, was this Gas Rax Gas? No. They both open up Barracks Gas. Okay. So it's entirely possible that Gumiho's setup was specifically for maybe the first two maps? Maybe Gressvon in particular? Not sure. But I do think it is good to mix things up. The Hollow Knight NPC. Oh. I actually don't know anything about Hollow Knight. All I know is that there's the expansion Silk Song is coming out, and people are real excited about it. And that's cool. I'm happy to hear that people are excited about a new game. There's a lot of games that have been recently coming out across the board that are disappointing. Oh, the NPCs make silly noises? Oh, then yes, I am absolutely one of those. Very quick reactor out of Gumiho. In fact, it was reactor first. That's crazy. And Riyong will be able to punish. No, he's not actually able to get that SCV. He did have a time. He did have a couple of moments. Playing it extra safe, though. Did not want to lose his Reaper. But he could have absolutely killed this SCV. Where is it? Oh, this one. Yeah. 2 more shots, it would have died. 100% he could have gotten it. But he might have been saying, okay, I just want to play it safe. And I can respect that. We do see a Widow Mine weirdly out of Riyong. Oh, Gumiho. Okay, he is able to get away without losing anything. Sure, it's coming out. Widow Mine in TBT is so uncommon. There are instances where it is a great play, though. You are able to get a kill on... Oh, in this case, 3 target. Very good. He gets some valuable splash damage. Just going to be enough for him to hold. The answer is yes. That one Reaper staying alive for a long time. Great little play. Nice grenade, though, from Gumi, but it is going to still be a dead Reaper. Riyong absolutely coming out ahead there. Significantly ahead. That Widow Mine, not only did it get the kill, it got some really big splash damage. Yeah, Gumiho cannot be happy with how that went. Definitely not going to be happy with how that went. We're going to be seeing a medevac. Oh, 4-Marine tank drop. Oh, wow. Is he actually going to put it in here? I was going to say, if you put it here, you can hit the mineral line. Oh, Widow Mine. Oh, my God. I got a big shot. Oh, the Cyclone. That's a dead medevac. Oh, man. Gumiho is really all over the place today. Eating the mine shot is one thing, but continuing forward with the medevac after that is kind of insane. And now with an interference matrix here, there's no way this tank gets away. Not unless a massive mistake is made, and I just don't really see that happening. Nice turnaround from Gumiho trying to snipe that Cyclone. Riyong, you can see him dancing back and forth. He knows Gumiho's doing what he can to keep that alive, but not going to be able to save that. We do have a second starport being produced. Gumiho, does find a big tank shot on his opponent's tank, and the Viking and Marines able to take that out. Riyong, if he had been not on attack move. He had been on move command back home. He saves that tank. Gumiho gets a much-needed respite. Oh, but the scan misses the second starport. Does see the speediness of these two gases at the natural, specifically the fourth gas. Gumiho is going for a quick second factory. And he's going to start a Viking production. But he is already going to be at a deficit in terms of producing Vikings. Okay, and for that reason, he adds on a second starport. He has read this correctly. Does he build a third? He did build a third starport. Because he hasn't actually seen the second starport, but you might be able to, well, you definitely can infer. You might be able to be pretty confident, but being down 2-0 in a series, that's a big swing. Go triple starport. At the same time, sometimes you just got to trust your gut. Oh, we do see a drop coming into the main base. Gumiho getting a really nice position here. These 8 Marines. Kill 5 SCVs. Gonna be able to kill a depot. That's quite nice. He's gonna target down so many SCVs here. Oh, wow. Oh, the siege tank. It will be saved, but it's even more workers going down. This is so good for Gumiho if he can just hold. And with the amount of lost mining time he has just inflicted upon his opponent, I think Riyong should maybe just cancel his... oh, hold that thought. Interference matrices. There's 4 of them available. All 4 tanks at the front line getting taken down. The landed Viking's going to be so good. Gumiho landing his own Vikings. There are tanks sieging up for Riyong. SCV's pulling from very far away. They need to. Tanks do get taken out. Only 1 remaining for Gumiho on the backside. Is it enough to hold? The answer is going to be absolutely not. Riyong, is he about to 3-0 the Gumi God? What's a king to a god? Riyong says, what's a god to a tuna? As Riyong Tuna finds himself up 6 SCVs. Command center at the third is in jeopardy. Scan spots the move forward from Gumi. Is the mass repair going to be able to keep this tank alive? No, just barely loses it. And with that, GG is called. Riyong. Oh, baby. Go off, King. God, that was a very nice showing from Riyong. He looks so unaffected. Like he didn't just wrestle Gumiho down to the floor and flip him. Damn. Damn. That was sick. God, Riyong's a baller. Riyong is a baller. That was very impressive. KL Corvus. That sounds familiar. Corvus. Either way, welcome for the welcome and thank you for the follow. Okay, who is going to be the next match? It's going to be Zound versus Spirit. All right. Now we get to see Spirit put to the test. He's been one of the few players, actually, that has kind of looked... He's looked kind of good in TVP. And by kind of good, I don't mean that, oh, he's looked only kind of good, you know, like his play hasn't been good. It's more like he's looked like he's had more of an idea of how to deal with the current TVP than a lot of players, especially in the late game. Thanks, great cast. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, Zound. Down and opponent is Spirit. Literally was just talking about him. We have been up since 8 a.m. after it is currently 2:22 p.m. by the way for me now. Up since 8 a.m. after a relatively short amount of sleep, but well, couldn't miss this one. Couldn't miss this one. Too good. Too good to pass up on. All right, we're going to run like 3 minutes of ads. I'm going to stretch me legs. And we'll be back in a little bit. Once again, this is Maestros of the Game, brought to you by Comeback TV and some very hard workers. Big collab. Come back TV. Is that right? Yeah. Comeback TV, right? Am I crazy? Yeah, Comeback TV. Cool, cool, cool. All right, I'll be right back. Oh, actually, we gotta do a little bit of setting up. Hey, thank you for the sub Tricon. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Tier 1, no less. Very, very helpful. Well, fortunately, we muted the mic on that second one, so there's that. Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry about that one, folks.
Appreciate the content. Thank you very much. Appreciate the support. It does help the stream go. Every single sub counts. Thank you, Poshka TLT, for the prime subby at 20 months. Yeah, every little bit helps a lot. Especially right now, as first time in a few months, our tier 1 sub count dropped below 100, which is a little bit unfortunate. It's not the biggest of deals because we have the 60-40 sub split until like it's valid for a year, but in a perfect world, I'd like to be able to keep it above that threshold in perpetuity. Okay, Spirit vetoes Meganatha, Zound vetoes Golden Wall, Spirit vetoes Incorporeal, Zound vetoes Gressvon. And that means we are going to get a Sandworm pick first from Spirit. Oh, I'm excited to see what he does on this map. I am quite excited about that. Thank you for the follow. Archville 5. Thank you. Thank you. Oh man. I just did Lint Trap. Is this SC2 only tournament? As opposed to like SC Evo? Or do you mean like is this the only SC2 tournament? Oh yes, this is only SC2. Yeah. SC Evo was earlier today. We covered that one earlier. That one is, the VOD is available both here and on YouTube. Showtime and Riyong, by the way, have now qualified into the main event. And they will be seeded to join one of 4 groups. Group A has Classic and Rainer. Group B has Cyril Bion. Group C has Solar and Clem. And Group D has Maru and Hero. Pretty sweet. So, first map is Sandworm. Second map will be Tokamak. Third map will be Ultralove. Fourth map will be Persephone. And fifth map will be Pylon. If we get to it. Oh, man. Oh, throat is dry as a bone. Dry as a bone. How do I donate towards tournaments, or can I when I'm ready? So in this case, a great way to donate to the tournament itself. Do they have a Matcherino? They do not have a Matcherino. The best way probably to support the tournament is... Oh, here, actually. At the link. Right there. That is a way to support the tournament. And then to support StarCraft 2 content in general, I would recommend you absolutely take a look for any Wardy tournaments that are running. He runs a crap ton of tournaments. Pig has done something called the Pig Fest. I would say if you want the most value to support players directly, that would be a great way to go about it. That's the best way to ensure that the support goes directly to the players. Welcome, Auntie. Triple X Auntie. Triple X. Oh, man. Yeah, I emptied the like lint trap, and I gotta tell you, it's dusty. It was real dusty. A lot of lint, as it were. Pop pop up. Pop it up. Pop it up. Oh man. Ah. Appreciate? Yeah, of course. I did collaborate for a little while with Colaris and Rotterdam, and we put forth a prize pool. We ran 11 weeks of weeklies together, and it was how much money? We put up 4,400 USD between the three of us. Yeah, 4,400 USD between the three of us, which was quite a bit. Seems like we might not be getting any cameras for this one. Possibly, which would be a little bit unfortunate, but not the biggest of deals. I will say that is, yeah, the money from that prize pool is bigger than some current tournaments are putting out with... Well, it's bigger than some current tournaments that are raising a lot of money. We'll say that. All right, here we go. Game numero... This one. Hunting down in the bottom left of game one. It is Vitality Zound. In the red. And their opponents. His opponent. Spawning up at the top right for Rock Esports. It is Spirit. In the blue. Yeah, but it's not my tournament, Bolmy. Not my tournament right now. I'm just... Right now, what I'm most appreciative of is that the French community has put a lot of work into this. And... Yeah. Yeah, a lot of work into this. Ultimately, it's up to people to decide how they want to... how they feel about it, you know? I know how I feel about it. What is this? What are this? Ah, we gonna be seeing... We proxying everything. Really get rid of those boxes, unfortunately, on the screen. But it is what it is. Probe is looking around. This is, Ooh, I don't think I like this so well for Spirit just yet. Yep. It seems like it's going to be a proxy starport as well. And if that is what we see, well, this is not going to be good. Because the probe will get here well before that starport can, I mean, even start, actually, at this point. He's going to find this before the factory's even done. Oh, he drops a tech lab. Okay, this is going to be a one base all in. All right, Spirit says, screw it, no. Steadfast, you might think my late game's good. You might like it. I don't like how late game feels. Chrono on Warp Gate instead of the second Stalker is quite interesting. Spirit will need to send another SCV because he's going to lose this one. Assuming Zound spots it. Okay, he does. This is going to delay this push significantly. It's already going to be delayed pretty heavily. He needs the Cyclone just to secure this position so that he can continue to build the starport. Zound is going straight up to 3 gates, which is a good move. And there with the second Chrono on Warp Gate. That's minus 20 seconds off of this. Oh, and he denies the starport. He's going to recall out. Can he save this Stalker? Oh, wow, it actually does die. I thought that was getting saved. Oh, Cyclone in a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, no, the French community is doing some awesome, awesome stuff here. God, this starport costing 2 SCVs and so much longer than it actually wanted to cost in terms of time. Spirit feeling the need to rebuild SCVs. Oh, Cyclone got sniped. Oh, wow. Okay. Down is actually down in supply, but Warp Gate coming online now. He's actually got a 4th gate ready to go. Intercepting reinforcements is quite nice. These Dragon's Teeth, as they're called, lets very small units through, and medium-sized units or bigger, so like Stalkers, like Roaches, do not fit. Actually, do Roaches fit through? No, they don't. No, they don't. Zerglings fit through. Marines fit through. Zealots fit through. Counterattack with the Stalkers on the other side of the map. This is bold because there is nothing to actually... Like, there's no recall available. Meanwhile, Siege Tank will get dove on, will get taken out. Raider is here. This is going to deny all the mining on the other side of the map, basically. I mean, Zound needs to be microing here is the main problem for this to get value. So far, it's actually not denying all the mining, but it's a lot of it. And he's killing a lot as well. With an unreactored starport, that's a big problem. Oh, can he get a warp in before the Cybercore dies? No, he won't. This could actually still work for Spirit. Oh, that's a sick reactor block. Very nice little move. The counterattack from Zound, was this it? I don't know if this was the move. 9 SCVs go down, that's a lot, but Zound committed very hard to trying to clean this up. Oh, Liberator sieges up. It will get repaired, but it does go down just barely. That was expensive as hell for Zound, but he got the Liberator. If that doesn't go down, that is so brutal. He committed hard on that. Oh, I didn't realize the pylon went down, but Immortal pops out. It's going to be able to take down this Siege Tank very quickly. Energy recharge. There it is. That's going to be enough. That will be enough to take down this second tank, and that will be enough to cause Spirit to tap out. GG. This is so held already, though. Without that Immortal, and with 3 of the gates switched off, that was very close. Very close. Terrans are not feeling comfortable in a macro game right now. There's no other way to say it. Yeah, there's definitely a feeling like they have to go for that one. All right, Tokamak. Gonna be game numero... Duh. Do. My eyes are bleeding from reading chat, or yeah, because I really don't think it's fair to say Terrans just need to learn to macro. It's rough right now in Terran land, in TVP in particular. Yeah, I can't turn that off, actually, unfortunately. I cannot turn the player frame off. Because that turns off the entire overlay. Is not what we want. Spawning up at the top right, it is Spirit for Rock Esports. And his opponent spawning down on the bottom left, it is Vitality Zound in the red. Yeah. It is what it is. Now, Spirit tries for a cheeky move. I don't think we'll see him do this all 3 games. But, you know, if that works, maybe Zound doesn't scout, doesn't SCV, or doesn't probe scout. I think doing it in game 1 is, well, a little too optimistic. I think you're really counting on Zound, you know, you're counting on Zound not looking, if I'm being honest. And I just don't really see that happening, truth be told. Not in game 1. Zound he's quite a safe Protoss. But at the same time, you feel like you have to. Oh, players can absolutely improve. They can absolutely improve. And I actually think in many scenarios, doing stuff like that is actually, I think that build in particular is easier to execute for the Terran than to defend for the Protoss. I think the burden of difficulty is actually, yeah, I would say it favors the Terran. But it is, like, if the Protoss does everything right, they will defend pretty much every time. But you raise a good point, Maples. Absolutely. Like, those kinds of pushes are super, super difficult to deal with. And it's a good point to raise, and it's a valid one. We are going to be seeing the... Oh. Reaper jumping back into the main base. We'll be able to... Oh, he really wants that. Force field gets dropped. Didn't want to pull the probes to surround, but he actually blocked his own mining more so. Was it... Okay. I think that force field was... It would have been much better to just pull the probes. Maybe he's on higher ping. Central. Okay, yeah, it's a slight favor to Spirit, but very, very nominal. I would have preferred a probe pull, personally, even with the slightly higher ping. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that one, Bolmy, to be honest, because I think TVP, with how difficult it is to deal with Storm and how relatively easy it is to execute Storm play. I mean, the thing is, there's always room to improve. Even for Clem. Even for Clem, even for Serral. There's always things to do. There is a limitless skill cap on this game. It is not hittable by human standards. By humans. It's not hittable by humans. We are going to see energy recharge, by the way, tracking this Widowmine drop. And Zound able to kind of chase it around. However, only gets one shot on it, so it's still going to take 8 shots to kill. Blink will complete. Normal time just before the 5-minute mark. He didn't put that much chrono into it. Zound playing kind of late-ish third gas. Ooh, Raven harass. Getting queued up from very far away by Spirit. Spirit, interestingly, starting stim and combat shields and then going to start the +1 weapons well afterwards. Widowmines do burrow up. Oh! Zound didn't blink. Zound didn't blink the Stalker. Now, blinking it on top of the medevac, will be able to take it down. Raven dropping the auto turret in the main. Going to be able to get a couple of kills there. Oh, Zound, hello? Hello? Zound just kind of lost track of this. Well, that's a little surprising. That's a lot surprising. Spirit has, like... Did he forget it's there? The unit they both forgot about. Wow, the +1 weapons is so late for Spirit. Oh, that is a big problem. He is going to have a... I can't even say it's that quick of a stim in combat shields. Oh, blink forward. Zound spotted this. And he kills one of the medevacs. Mine going to go down as well. Observer spotted this. Oh, man, that is... Yeah, they both literally forgot about it. That is big for Zound. Be a little supply blockade. No. He is not. He's just teching hard and probed very hard as well. Oh, did the Widowmine get taken down? Yes, it did. Stalker found it. We are about to be on 8 gates as Zound. He's been on 6 for a while. Nice snipe on a Marauder. Very nice. Clean blink micro. Spirit is not going to be able to chase down a single unit with this stim. So far, it's looking very good for Zound to start things off. Ooh. Auto turrets getting dropped in the main, but he loses the Raven. And we'll only get a couple of additional probes before the auto turrets are killed and also expire. One of each. Spirit 3rd CC is done and landed on location. He's actually mining a little bit more right now as Zound, well, man, mules for a little bit. But I still very much like Zound's position right now. He's got the High Templar ready to go. Storm. Oh, very nice pre-spread from Spirit. Does dodge the first Storm. Second and third, though, land home very hard. Fourth one, kind of on top of the one that was already dropped. They'll run by on the other side of the map. We'll get in on top of a completely undefended third. There's going to be quite a few SCVs going down. Quite a lot of lost mining time as well. Down still has 4 High Templar. There is a nice minefield here. That is a jacked up High Templar in terms of energy. So many SCVs are still falling on the other side of the map. Spirit is down, way down in the worker count now. 33 SCVs have gone down. And Spirit is Oh, man. He's finally able to clean up that singular Zealot run by. Oh, and the Storm drop comes through. Was a cooldown on that High Templar. There's a little mini cooldown on Storm in case people don't realize. But the double drop behind it will absolutely murder the remainder of this army. Protoss moment? Which part? The winning? Tee hee hee hee. Welcome, Vindicta. Tee hee hee. Yeah, that was very good from Zound. Getting that first drop immediately, kind of dealing with everything. Is the map pool on Liquipedia page accurate? Golden Wall? Yes. Yes. 3 of the maps were allowed to be voted in. I'm really happy Sandstorm made it. And honestly, I'm pretty happy with all 3 of them. I think Grespon was a classic. I think it's nice to have in with there not being a crazy number of Super Turtle maps in the map pool now. I think Sandworm is one of the best maps that didn't make it into ladder. So I'm really glad that that one was voted in. And then I think Golden Wall is one of the all-time Legacy of the Void maps. Good haircut. Thank you. Thank you. That Sandstorm didn't make ladder. Yeah, I think it would have been one of the cooler maps in the pool at the very least. I think the Dragon's Teeth thing are really cool. I think those are awesome. Down is definitely playing very well today. Very, very well. All right. We have got to switch scenes. That was close. Spawning down in the bottom left, it is Zound for Vitality and his opponent. He can't do this. He can't do this. This is actually not allowed. But he was willing to. He was willing to switch it. He can't do this. He can't do this. This is actually not allowed. But he was willing to.